good morning.
It's school drop-off at Larapinta Primary School, Alice Springs.
Good morning.
Lewis Egger is saying goodbye to his son before going next door to the Child and Family Centre, where he works with young fathers.
Come on guys, let's do some colouring in.
Today, the pictures these children are colouring were created here in Alice Springs, and they're designed to break down gender stereotypes. Lewis, a Warlpiri man born and raised in Alice Springs, is glad to see it.
Just allowing my children to have the freedom to make their own decisions on what colour shirt they wear, what sports they play. I think that's the biggest thing for me as a parent.
The program, called Boys Can, Girls Can, breaks down traditional ideas about what boys and girls can do. Advocates in the fight for gender equality say this is a key step in ending violence.
Yeah, well, my daughter just acts like a boy a lot of the time, kicking a footy or wrestling her little brother, and my son's probably the more gentlest.
Domestic violence has been called a national crisis. But community leaders in the Northern Territory say the situation is beyond crisis point. It has the highest rates in the country, and Indigenous women in the Territory experience the highest rates of violence in the world. For 8 years, Arnda Luricha grandmother Shirlene Campbell has been on the front line of this crisis as the coordinator of the Tangentyere Women's Family Safety Group.
It was kind of developed in collaboration with Aboriginal families and children from town camps in Alice Springs and Bantua. It comes from the Women's Family Safety Group, the Tangentyere Women's Family Safety Group, because we're just sick of it living around family and domestic violence when non-Aboriginal think it's normalised for Aboriginal culture to live with family and domestic violence and sexual assault, when really, we're wanting to make that change. We work so hard to, educate our people.
Education is key. Extensive research has linked gender stereotypes to violence against women. It's found that if you change how people think about gender, couples can have healthier relationships.
Before colonisation came, we were all equal in the roles of the way we lived, the way we looked after our kids, the community, our land.
Connie Shaw believes teaching children to let go of outdated ideas about what makes a boy and a girl will help stop violence before it starts.
Our kids are our next generation. We need to teach them, we need to empower them to become leaders in their community and to talk about hard topics like violence.
The purpose of these cards were to support people working with children and positive strength-based messages, challenging those gender stereotypes. Kids pick these up and run with it, and they have fun with it.
We've got that. Yeah, we've got that one.
There was a story with a young boy, and he was approached by another boy because this young fellow had a rainbow on his shoes, and the other boy asked him, "Hey, why are you wearing rainbows on your shoes? Boys aren't allowed to wear rainbows." And then another child came in and said, "No, haven't you seen, what we've been learning about in the classroom? Everyone can wear rainbows, not just girls. Boys can wear rainbows too." So that was quite immediate. That was just probably about few weeks after the messages were, shared in the classrooms, and you could see the rub-off effect, on the children in the classrooms. Yeah.
Research says the program also works on parents. A peer-reviewed study found the program has shifted the dial on adults' ideas about gender.
This project has really made us realise and challenge the way we can unintentionally reinforce really negative, harmful stereotypes about gender. So yes, we've changed our language, we've changed our thinking, and it's had quite a significant impact on the way we're engaging with people and kids on a daily basis.
Oh, here's Cody.
Next year, the program will be rolled out in classrooms across the Northern Territory. And the Women's Safety Group says they've had inquiries from other organisations that want to address violence and show Aboriginal families in a positive light.
Having that representation for our little kids in particular, and to see themselves in books, on puppets, on posters, is so important so that they can feel how this connects to them and that they're involved in this.
It's letting kids who they want to be and be free, to be free from racism and discrimination.
Anyone coming next to you?
I feel having children of my own, we want them to grow up in a world, free from violence. Our families have been through it. We've seen how it's affected the community. It gets quite emotional. It's a big issue in our town and in Australia.